So, effectively, a story came out last night from Neil Custis in The Sun that Manchester United were looking to bring David De Gea back to Manchester United as concerns around Onana grow, especially around the fact that he will be missing in January for the AFCON. Now, we have got this verified from a very good source close to Manchester United that this is not the case and that this is not a true story. Manchester United are not looking to bring David De Gea back. So as things stand, that's the official line from Manchester United. Unofficially, I don't think they'll do an official statement on it, but the story isn't true. Now, Neil Custis obviously is a manager, is a journalist that has been right over the past. But remember, this is the journalist that said in late August or early September that Qatar would have bought the club by October. It's October and Sir Jim Radcliffe's got the club. So that Qatari story was never true. And as we know from Fabrizio, the only time that Qatar ever felt confident was in March, not through the summer. So this story that Qatar were going to buy Man United in October clearly wasn't true. And I would suspect from what we're hearing that the David De Gea story isn't true either. Never say never, but from what we're hearing, it's not true. What are your thoughts on that? I mean, look, let's do a quick poll. I mean, as I say, as we understand this, it's not true. Would you bring De Gea back? Yes or no? Get in the poll there. I'll be honest here. I couldn't move last night for people on Twitter saying Goldbridge will be in his bedroom whacking one out to this news. I mean, it's a horrible thought, isn't it? I've never made football sexual, so certainly the return of David De Gea is not going to send me to my room to do things like that. But my honest answer to last night and tonight would be, and today as well, I would say no. I would say no, and if I was David De Gea, I would say no as well. I think you've got to have morals in life, and if I was David De Gea, I'd tell him I'd tell him to shove it. I'd say absolutely not. I don't think United are looking to do it anyway. Maybe they did ask him and he said no, but it's not going to happen. And if I was David De Gea, I'd tell him to shove it. I'd say absolutely not. No, I'm not doing it. I thought you treated me like a fucking idiot in the summer. All the best in the future. I'm not coming back anyway. So from De Gea's point, I wouldn't do it. From Man United's point, why would you do it? Why would Erik ten Hag get rid of a goalkeeper that won the Golden Glove last year, that knows how to play in goal for Man United, has all the experience and calmness and dressing room influence that you need? Why would you get rid of that and then say a few months later, oh, could you come back for the AFCON that I knew was going to happen anyway? I mean, it's not like Man United when they bought Onana didn't realise that he might go and play in the AFCON. Like, it just makes no sense on any level. I think what's happened here is David De Gea's back in Manchester sorting some things out, probably selling his house, I don't know. He's met for dinner with Bruno and everyone, and somebody has put 2 and 2 together and made 6. It makes no sense for David De Gea to do it because of how he was treated. It makes no sense for Ten Hag to do it because it undermines him. And also, where are we finding the money from to give David De Gea, 200 grand a week, something like that? It makes no sense. And also, what about Binder? So no, it makes no sense for me. I'm not going to say anything more than that. As I said, if I was De Gea, I'd tell him to shove it anyway. Some things are more, he was a loyal servant to this club. He did really well for his last season, in my opinion, and they spat him out. So I wouldn't go back. It's what it's like actually. If De Gea, look, it's not going to happen anyway. But imagine if Man United did want De Gea back. Here's an analogy for you of exactly what it is. You're married to the love of your life for 10 years. You think you're in a great relationship. You think you're really happy, and then you go on holiday, you get a message saying, I'm divorcing you, and guess what? I don't want you to come back to the house. And you go, oh my God. And then 3 months later, they go, made a mistake actually, would actually like you back. Absolutely not. Piss off. No chance. Love Dave, but no, hate would be stronger than ever, says Catherine. I also think, Catherine, and I saw Beth saying this on Twitter last night, and she's absolutely right. If United did do that, the problems it would cause for Onana would be terrible. I mean, look, I'm a big fan of De Gea. If De Gea came back, a lot of people would say, well, Goldbridge would just turn on Onana and want De Gea in goal. I actually wouldn't. I actually didn't want De Gea to leave, and I didn't want us to sign another goalkeeper. But when we bought Onana and De Gea left, it's happened. I lost. I'll deal with it. I wouldn't do that. If De Gea came back, I wouldn't be start saying get an Arna out, and that's that's a massive reason not to do it as well. There was a rumor about a coaching role for David at United, so could it be linked to that? Says Glennie. I don't look. I still think David De Gea is a really good goalkeeper. He's 32 years of age. Why coach at Manchester United when you can play? He could play. He's a goalkeepers should not be retiring at 32. Goalkeepers that have just won the Golden Glove should not be retiring at 32. Like, retiring at 32 is like an outfield player retiring at 28. The reason David De Gea hasn't got a club is because he was on 350 grand a week at Man United, and he doesn't want to go and play for Sevilla or whoever else on 80 grand a week or 100 grand a week. Like, it's a massive pay drop. So I think he's just looking at his options. Saudi Arabia's there. He could go and earn really good money there. I think De Gea's looking at his options. He doesn't need to go and be a coach. But returning to Manchester United, I don't think so. And also, as what a great comment this was from somebody in the chat. It's actually whizzed through, unfortunately, which is sometimes the case. But Alpha Gaming says, I love Dave, but we need to move on now and back our new goalkeeper. Glazers out is all that matters, says Alex. And JF says, is the Garnacho thing because of the penalty spot. I'm about to talk about that now. Edward says, De Gea got played by the club. Johnny says, if he was a really good goalkeeper, then wouldn't be a free agent. Just on that, Johnny, I don't want to get... somebody just said that De Gea could play till he's 40. Just on that point then. So he wasn't a good goalkeeper last year, Johnny. So he's a good goalkeeper, but now he's not a good goalkeeper because he's a free agent. I don't understand that mentality. He won the Golden Glove last year, and he played very, very well for us. He got clipped up for distribution because people wanted him out. I could clip an Arna up for distribution this season. It's been shit. So all that myth about David De Gea's poor distribution, that was just hipsters clipping him up to make him look shit. And everyone can do that to an Arna this year. His distribution's been shit as well. Maybe it's the way we play. The reason he's a free agent is because, as I said, he doesn't want to go from 350 grand a week to 80 grand a week playing for Marseille or whoever else is offering him a contract. And he has been offered massive money in Saudi Arabia. So it's just about, your options. But look, David De Gea is not a Man United player, and he's not going to be.